Good day, everyone. Welcome back to BAM Sports TV, space where you get the ultimate sporting experience. Back again, folks. Another video. In this one, we're providing some updates on the reign of the Jamaica Premier League to include transfers, final match day one results that occurred in the Monday Night Football encounter. Also, going to give an update on the structural or the organizational changes occurring in the PFJL, as well as going to give an update on Jayden Hibbert, young Jamaican goalkeeper who has been snatched by the Canadian national team. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Share your thoughts on in the comment section. Really, really do appreciate the support that I've been receiving. Officially past the 5,000 mark now in terms of subscribers on YouTube. Looking forward to getting to 6,000 subscribers. Lots to uncover in this one, so let's get into it. So Portmore United have acquired 27 years old winger Venton Evans from USL League 2 club Fort Wayne on a permanent transfer for the Jamaica Premier League season. Venton Evans, not a new player to Portmore United, would have started his Premier League career with Portmore United, joined them in 2018 and stayed there until 2020, winning the Jamaica Premier League twice and also the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship. Then he moved to the University of the West Indies, represented them in the Jamaica Premier League, following which he moved overseas and joined Inter Miami FC 2. So that's their developmental team that played in MLS Next Pro. Also played in USL League 1 with Greenville Triumphs. And then was out of the sport for a little while, came back and joined Fort Wayne this June. Played a few games, scored a few goals, and is now on the move back to Jamaica and has joined Portmore United on a permanent transfer. Venton Evans, a player who have also represented Jamaica at the under-23 level and also at the senior level, made 2 appearances in international friendlies for Jamaica versus Qatar and Morocco. So Venton Evans joins Portmore United on a permanent transfer for the upcoming season. All right, so still with the transfers, as Cavalier SC have acquired 19 years old midfielder O'Shane Chambers from St. Thomas Major League champions White Horses Sports Club on a permanent transfer for the upcoming Jamaica Premier League season. So Chambers would have won former Happy Grove High School Dakasa Cup player, would have also helped White Horses to win the recently concluded St. Thomas Major League. However, he's decided that he wants to play in the Jamaica Premier League and has joined Cavalier SC on a permanent transfer. Players has already represented Cavalier, made his debut against Harbourview on match day 1 in that 0-0 draw between Cavalier SC and Harbourview. So O'Shane Chambers, newest player to join Cavalier SC on a permanent transfer from White Horses Sports Club out there in St. Thomas. So we'll finish out the results from match day 1 of the Jamaica Premier League, starting with the Portmore Derby, Portmore United versus Dunbeholden Sports Club Football Club. That game ended 2-0 in favor of Portmore United, with goals from Marques Reid and Ronaldo Robinson. Also, there was a Dunbeholden player, goalkeeper Peter Harrison, who had a collision with another player and had to come off the field, stretchered off, went to the hospital. Also, Tariq Zimenez was injured as well, had to come off the field. So prayers goes out to the 2 players. Next up, you had Racing United versus Arnett Gardens. This game was a thriller, 6-goal game. Always very exciting for the fans when you have a lot of goals scoring in football games. Racing United, by halftime, they were leading by 4-0 with goals from a double from Giovanni Cunningham, Nikhil Ellis, and Tajay Grant. Arnett Gardens made a number of substitutions. Rashiki Kelsey came off the bench, scored a goal for Arnett Gardens, while Tyrone Mullins came off the bench for Racing and scored the 5th goal. So that game ended 5-1 in favor of Racing United. Listening to the post-match interview, and Coach Anthony Patrick was saying he's okay with the result but not pleased with how the team played in the second half, while Philip Williams lamented that a number of his players, key players, would have started training late, so he has to manage the minutes that they got on the pitch. But I was at the game for the most part, and it was a dominant display by Racing. I mean, Arnett Gardens made some mistakes that they could not have made those mistakes, or I guess shouldn't have made those mistakes. But not to take away anything from Racing United, I thought they were absolutely dominant on the day. The midfield was really, really working well. They were first to all the balls and stuff like that. Didn't give Arnett Gardens a chance to settle in the first 45 minutes, which is where I thought they won the game from. So kudos to Racing United, Arnett Gardens. I expect them to bounce back from this result. So that's it for the match day one of the Jamaica Premier League. Racing was by far the most impressive team based on the scoreline that they won and just how they played in the game overall. All right, so moving on to the PFJL now in terms of from an administrative perspective. So Professional Football Jamaica Limited will be on the hunt for a new CEO as Owen Hill has tendered his resignation to the organization, which will come in effect on September 26. So Owen Hill has tendered his resignation to the organization. This comes just weeks after Chairman Christopher Williams also tendered his resignation to the organization. Initially, after that, he sent another letter to the organization saying that he doesn't want to resign anymore and he's rescinding his resignation. However, the board did not accept that. They kept him on as an independent director and made him the chairman of the marketing committee of the PFJL. At that time, Donovan Williams, president of Waterhouse, was the person appointed by the board to act as the chairman of the PFJL. And he's been acting in that capacity. Now, Owen Hill, in a letter to the directors and the chairman, said that he has been thinking about this decision for a while, and he feels that probably now is the right time for him to move on. He said that he'll also be available to act as a consultant if needs be, and he'll do everything he can to do a proper handover of his function to the new CEO once that person has been appointed. So Owen Hill would have joined the PFJL as CEO in September of 2022, spending 3 years at the organization. He's now decided to move on and has resigned, and his resignation will come into effect September 26, 2025. So massive news for the PFJL as they have appointed retired Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Livingston Morrison, as the new chairman effective September 1st. So Livingston Morrison will be the new chairman of the PFJL, the body responsible for the marketing and commercialization of the Jamaica Premier League, with a board of 18 persons, 14 of which come from club. So each club in the Jamaica Premier League has one member on the board, and they also have 14 independent directors. So Livingston Morrison has joined this board. Board was previously chaired by Christopher Williams for the last 5 years. He resigned a few months ago. Resignation was effective August 31st. So September 1st, Livingston Morrison will assume the role as the new chairman of the PFJL. I mean, he will also be a part of, getting a new CEO, as Owen Hill has tendered his resignation and will leave the organization on the 26th of September. So Livingston Morrison, like I said, not new to football, would have been an executive member of the Santos Football Club. That's a team in the CASAFA Championship. Also would have won the Jamaica Premier League already back in the past. So Santos FC, rich football history, produced a lot of national players. So he would have been an executive member of that organization and has now, decided to join the PFJL as the new chairman. So let me know what you think about this appointment. Let me know what you think, how you think it will affect the organization, pros and the cons. Please do leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Really, really looking forward to that. All right, so a bit of Reggae Boyz news now. So Jamaican goalkeeper, 21 years old, Jayden Hibbert, has been snatched by the Canadian national team. I think that's the best word to use to describe how this whole situation unfolded. So Jaden Hibbert, born in America, went to University of Connecticut, same university that Andre Blake went to, and also Jamali Wade, both of who are playing for Jamaica now, was drafted number 19 in the 2024 MLS Super Draft by Atlanta United. Then he was loaned out to Atlanta United 2, that's their developmental team that plays in the MLS Next Pro competition. From there, he was loaned out briefly to Birmingham Legions. That's a team in the USL Championship. Then he came back to Atlanta United to play the MLS Next Pro and then was called up to the MLS team, made his debut, has played 3 games so far, including 1 clean sheet, 2 in the MLS and 1 in the Leagues Cup. So he also represented Jamaica in 2024, March to be exact, when Jamaica played Trinidad and Tobago in a friendly over there in Trinidad. He came on in that game as one of the goalkeepers. Had a clean sheet as well, but he has since accepted a call up to represent Canada in the upcoming FIFA window in September, where Canada will play Romania and Wales in 2 friendlies. Canada, of course, have already qualified for the World Cup by virtue of being a host. So Jaden Hibbert has decided to represent Canada. I mean, many persons were eyeing him up as a replacement for Andre Blake, or at least to be a part of the goalkeeping pool, given his age and what he's achieved thus far. However, he has decided to represent Canada. He has a contract with Atlanta United that is set to end December 2025. However, the club holds the option to extend this contract for a further 3 years, which tells you, what the club think about him and how they feel about him as a professional, and the fact that they think that he's someone that can be a part of their team for the long term. I expect him to still be with Atlanta United unless he makes a move to Europe or to another MLS franchise for maybe a higher salary or more guaranteed playing time and stuff like that. So that's it, folks. Jayden Hibbert. Let me know what you think about this move by Hibbert. Let me know if you think it's the right move for him, or if it is just a situation where he probably needed to be a little bit more patient and come and represent Jamaica or be a part of the Jamaican system, knowing that Andre Blake just has a few years to go and he's actually 21, so he could be long-term goalkeeper for Jamaica. So let me know what you think about this move by Jayden Hibbert. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share your thoughts in the comment section for great sporting content. You're already in the right space. Bomb Sports, YouTube. I'm out.